Hey, this is Amie from Motif Music Studios, and I'm glad you're here joining me in my awesome little closet studio for some more great music. So today's Wunderkeys feature is from the Victress Session by Andrea Dow, and these pieces are inspired by some of the great female composers through the years. This piece is based on inspiration from Amy Beach from her Romance for Violin and Piano Opus 23. I'll link up a video I love of that arrangement as well. And then it's been reimagined by Andrea Dow. So next up, I'm going to play through this piece, and then if you want to hang around to the end, I love to ponder how we can create beautiful musical phrases even when they start on a weak beat. And in this piece, we have lots of times when the phrase starts on a weak beat. So I want to dive into how we can create that beautiful sound you're looking for in your playing or that of your students when we have some interesting challenges. So thanks for listening in. If you find this video helpful, you can like it or subscribe to hear more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next section. I'm so glad you're hanging in for some tips to do with learning this piece, whether you're a teacher or a student. Hopefully we can have some fun here. So as you can tell, I'm a pretty fast-paced person. My life is a little bit hectic with little ones, and so I love to make the most of the time that I'm practicing. And I know that follows for a lot of you, that we want tips that apply to a lot of different songs you might be learning and that feel like an efficient use of your time. So we're going to dive right in and figure out how we can make beautiful music when the phrase starts on a weak beat. So what I mean by that is in measure number let's see, measure number 8 is the first time this happens. So if you're using this score, you'll see that there's a long note with an 8th rest and then followed by this little lead in to the next phrase. So I'll hold this up to the camera so you catch a quick glance. So that little entry to the phrase reoccurs again and again throughout this piece. So if you learn it well and in kind of a thoughtful way, it's going to save you a lot of time and really make for musical phrases. So what we have happening here is we have a long note and then a rest, and then we move into the phrase. And sometimes we just want to go with gusto and just start in, even if it's mezzo piano, it might feel more weighted. So we might be like this. 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And we might just like kind of press into those notes. But what I love thinking about is because it's on a weak note, we want to use those 3 little 8th notes to just gently move into the strong beat, which is the B note in measure 9. So again, if you have your score in front of you, it's easier, but this will be valuable, and you can always rewatch the playing section and see if you can hear that in my playing. So I would propose that you would use those little pickup beats into the phrase as a real gentle, expressive way of building to the B note. So if you were moving into it from measure 7 again, we'd hear it like this. And 2, and 3, and 4, and... So then you're kind of and 4 and 1. One of my wonderful teachers for a decade was Cindy Taylor. Cindy, if you're listening, she always said, and go to there. So we all got used to hearing that, and go to there. So that's just one tip that you can play with, having a gentle entry into your phrase. And every time a phrase starts on the weak beat, unless it's accented, that might be something you could ponder. None of this is a hard and fast rule. So I also love to say, I'm just this really enthusiastic music teacher that's hanging out on YouTube. You get to have your own ideas about the music that you're playing, and that's what makes it uniquely yours. So I'd love to hear from you. If you give this a try, let me know. And I love if you go, I disagree, I love doing something different. That's okay too. So you can work alongside your teacher, or if you are a teacher, you can just explore this. And again, I use the phrase getting curious a lot because I love students and teachers to feel curious about the music you're making. Think about the arm, the weight of your fingers, and how your body's placed. Those are all really interesting ways we can experience music. So thank you for listening to this Wunderkeys feature. I usually bring them out on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays you can stay tuned that we usually have an introduction to a contemporary composer and their music. So stay tuned, usually Wednesdays and Fridays. I give myself flexibility because I'm also a mom of 3 boys with wonderful piano students of my own. But thanks for being here. See you next time.